everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I gotta change the angle of this camera. Today, I'm gonna be practicing an exercise. I'm gonna do some data collection on it. It's called Paradiddle Zoom Zoom. My wife named it. I thought it was hilarious. In these live streams, think of it like office hours. I'm here to practice, I'm here to try and improve, and I answer questions if people have questions in the YouTube chats. There are over 500 live streams with timestamps in the description to show what I was practicing or what kind of a question I was answering. Because I've been drumming for almost 30 years, and because I've been teaching for over 20 years, every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student, I get questions about how to get better at performing and how to get better at teaching, and I often edit those and put them in this drumming tips playlist. There's over 20 hours of drumming Q&A on a range of topics, from simple things like how do you hold traditional grip, to more complicated things like whether or not it's worth it to get a doctorate in music education, and a wide range of other topics in between. The first thing I talk about is the title. So, for example, how journaling can help drummers. But when it says, and other drumming tips, or and other teaching tips, that means there are more topics in there other than the first thing that I talk about in the video. You can find that in my home tab, by the way, for all this stuff. Now, I am going to get motivated here with Shia LaBeouf. Shia is going to help me out. So let me hide him because of copyright. Shia, help us to work on our paradiddles. Do it! Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! What's he holding? Just life. Do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. I need to get better at his little turns and stuff. Really want to get this down. You know, my life goal is to be the best Shia impersonator for that one moment. Anyways, today I'm working on paradiddles. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to warm up with a chug variation with paradiddles. I'll stretch and massage. I'm going to collect some data using Paradiddle Zoom Zoom, and then we'll chop out for fun at the end. On my home tab of YouTube, or the link that's at the top of the screen, jaredoleary.com/drum. Takes you to here. There's thousands of free exercises, currently 90 chop exercises, over 1,000 grid variations. There's a bunch of limb independent stuff. I'll be practicing that tomorrow. There's some marching bass drum stuff. There's drumline cadences. There's sight reading. There's almost 500 technique stuff. Like, I'll be working out of this one, the Rudiment Builders playlist. And then here's where you can find 20 hours of drumming Q&A, and then all the scripted lessons. Like the one that came out this morning, which is how to fix slicing on drums, or whatever the title is, because it's, doing a title A/B test for some of those videos. Anyways, I'm going to warm up with the chug variation. So this is the chop exercise. So if you go into the chug playlist, there's a bunch of different variations inside of here to work on flams, rolls, whatever. Now, I'm going to do paradiddle diddle and paradiddles, okay? So this one. Click. Inside of all these thousands of play-alongs, you can change the resolution to make it so you can actually read it. But there are timestamps in the description to show you a BPM. So you can start this one as slow as 20 beats a minute or as fast as 160. And some of these play-alongs go as fast as 240, depending on what you're working on. I'm just going to warm up, so I'm going to do, 110, maybe? That might be too quick for a warm-up. We'll find out. Oop, hit my stick. I did 4s at the end on the left for fun. Woo! This is quick for not having warmed up. I'm going to slow it down to 100. I don't want to, burn myself out yet. It's a fun one to play fast, though. Maybe I'll chop this one out at the end and play it like that fast and faster. But if you want that fun variation, that Paradiddle 4, Paradiddle 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a fun variation. Much better for warm-up speed. Alright, cool. Whoa. Oops, just close that. So sorry. Open. Okay, so I'm going to stretch and massage now. So the first one that I'm going to do stretches the sides of the forearms. So take your sticks, hold them in your palms, facing up. Pull in, push through. It stretches the sides of the forearms. It feels good. I like it. Hold it here for a little bit. To get out of the stretch, you just go out the way that you came. If you do rotary motions like traditional grip or Stevens grip, rotate and hold to one end to the extreme, then rotate and hold to the other end to the extreme. But I don't do those anymore, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now I'm going to stretch the underside of the forearm. You could do it one at a time like this. Ooh, that feels good. You could do it 2 at a time like this, or you could do it on the wall 2 at a time. The lower you go, the deeper the stretch. Don't put all your weight into it, or you'll break stuff. Feels good. So now that we've stretched the sides and the underside, now I'm going to stretch the top. So you could do it like this. You could do it like this. You could do it on your legs. This one, if you do it on the wall, the higher you go, the deeper the stretch. You'll look like a zombie as well. It's fun. Final stretch. Thumb to thumb. Get nice and relaxed. And then we'll work on Paradiddle zooms in. So today I'm going to go up by 10s while going through it. And we'll see what changes with the technique, what stays consistent, etc. That's the goal. We'll do that in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm just going to finish the massage routine here in a moment. And then we'll chop out. I'll play through this exercise again just for fun at the end. Maybe I'll do the Paradiddle 4 version because I was kind of feeling that vibe this morning. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to massage the top side of the forearm with the thumb. The fingers are going to massage the underside. Now, when doing this, massaging on the muscles, so like because I'm doing match grip, it's primarily this muscle for the wrist moving up and down. So you'll massage on it as well as like in between the muscles, like from here to there, etc. And underneath on the tendons. Try and relax everything. Gotta loosen it up. If you do traditional grip, you might need to massage your bicep or even your tricep. Your bicep moves up and down with traditional, so you see that moving up and down. It's not a strength thing, it's just a speed thing. It just happens to move as you rotate your forearm. Same thing with Stevens grips. It's just rotating and just kind of moves it up. Wee, wee, wee. So you might need a massage there as well. Switch. I've got a video under the drumming lessons playlist that is called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming. And that one has better camera angles of this, as well as some extra bonus stretches and massages if you're curious about this routine that I do daily when I do these streams, and even when I don't do these streams. I'm going to massage now the palm with the thumb. The fingers will massage the back side of the hand, just kind of working my way around. And I got one more quick massage for each one of the fingers. You notice that I work from top to bottom or from large to small, both with the stretches and the massages. And I do this after just a quick warm-up. Just takes a couple minutes to just get things loosened up a little bit, get the blood flowing. playing a chug variation or whatever. Okay, final one. Base to tip. Massaging. At least twice. Just kind of work your way through it. My wrist needs a pop. I'm sleepy. So I live in a state that does not do daylight savings time. And when daylight savings changed, apparently my phone was auto-detecting that I lived in Denver, Colorado. I don't live in Denver. So it woke up and I was like, man, I feel tired for 5 a.m. It's usually not this bad. It was 4 a.m. Thanks, phone. Auto-detecting me being in a completely different part of the country. I appreciate you. I do like that Arizona doesn't change it. It's nice. But my phone was like, I'm going to make you get up. Okay, I'm going to my home tab. The exercise that I'm going to work on, if you scroll down on the home tab, it's inside of the technique section. So inside of here is just under 500 different technique exercises for a lot of different things. Like the other day, I was practicing some endurance and speed stuff to work on my feet for the double kick. But today, I'm working on the rudiment builders. Inside of here, there are currently 46 videos to work on your paradiddles, to work on upstrokes, to work on flam drags, flam 5s, all sorts of things. Lots of different videos in here to work on different rudiments. The one that I'm going to work on today, just to collect some data, is Paradiddle Zoom Zoom. So the way this one works is playing... These are actually all downstrokes. Hello to you. So every single one of these... this is the accent on a paradiddle. So... Okay. This is what we'll be playing. So we're going to play downstrokes, and then... Okay, so downstrokes, add in the diddle of the paradiddle, and then you play the whole thing paradiddle, and then you do the whole thing off the left right here. The same phrase. Okay. The second half of this exercise, hello to you, is you're playing downstrokes again, but this time you're playing the first part of the paradiddle. So you're playing the paradiddle. So it's a herta. And then you add in the diddle on the second phrase, and then you do it off the left again, okay? So what we're doing is we're breaking this down into mechanical groupings. The way that I learned this is I studied with Vern Johnson, who is a tenor soloist in Blast, who taught cadets, when that was a thing, etc. So I studied with him for a long time, and he helped me to speed up my hands and think of rudiments in different ways, in unique ways. And so for paradiddles, the way he was describing it is you can't play this any faster then you can play a herta. Because the herta is the first part on a paradiddle. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And he's like, but you also can't play a paradiddle any faster than you can play that right, and then the diddle, right, left, right. Because that's in the paradiddle, so. Whatever your fastest is of that and the herta is combined creates your paradiddle. So this exercise is breaking it down. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to start at 40 and I'm going to go up by 10s, which is what I normally recommend to not do. And I want to see what changes with my technique as I speed up from slow to fast. What's getting tight, what is feeling inconsistent, what sounds inconsistent, what looks inconsistent, etc. What are things that I need to work on? And then I'm going to take that data and I'm going to use it and refine it to play a slower paradiddle starting at 40 and moving up one click at a time to try and improve my technique and whatnot. Now, this is something that I'm doing as somebody who's been drumming for almost 30 years. So if you are new to drumming, you should do it too. How do you do a paradiddle? So a paradiddle is, as it sounds, right, left, left. So it's pair of notes. And then a diddle means you play two notes on a hand. So diddle. So pair right, left, diddle, right. Then you do the same thing off the left. Pair diddle. So pair diddle is actually right, left, right, left. So that's what a paradiddle is, and that's what it shows on here. Is paradiddle, paradiddle. And this one just happens to have an accent on one, but you don't have to do that. Whatever you want to do. Anyways, I'm going to start at 40. Boop. Do. Collecting data on this. So slow. Again, downstrokes for these. Just keep it nice and light. So now it's off the left. Same phrase. Never heard of it. So, nope, I don't watch that. What is it? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Now I'm going to go up by tens. Again, today's data collection day, so I normally wouldn't recommend making these big jumps, but I want to see what changes with my technique, and then we'll start at 40 and we'll just go up one click at a time. That's how you refine stuff, but today we're figuring out what to refine for the future streams. Do I do any requests? No. So this is like think of it like office hours. I'm here to practice and improve. And if people have questions, then I answer the questions about how you can improve your drumming or how you can improve your teaching. But this isn't like a cover stream or anything. I don't know Morse code. That's funny though. Staying too relaxed. Hit the stand. The boom. Cool. Go up by 10 again. Timestamps in the description of all of these thousands of free play-alongs. Do. Do you wear wigs? I do not wear wigs. And by the way, if this is too fast for you, if you go to the home tab here, if you scroll down, there's a video on how to speed up your rudiments that came out, I think, last week. It's under the drumming lessons playlist. Maybe it came out a while ago. Either way, it's released. But it's called How to Speed Up Any Rudiment. Oh, a month ago. And it's got this thumbnail on it, the max BPM. This shows you how to actually speed up your rudiments using exercises like this, but also how to rethink about your rudiments to think faster while you play. So I highly recommend checking this one out before you start working on stuff like speeding up a rudiment, like a paradiddle, or whatever it is that you're working on. Anyways, let's go back to the exercise. So we just played it at 60. So I'm going to go up by 10 again, just to, again, collect some data today. Figure out what I'll practice next. Oops, it's up here. Boop. Timestamps in the description. We'll go to 70. If you want to work on like an exercise like this for like flam drags, I got you. For paradiddles, I got you. Just check out the Rudiment Builders playlist. Here we go, 70. Again, these are downstrokes. Stay nice and relaxed. I don't know what you're asking about. And because I don't know what you're asking about, I'm going to remove it because I don't know if it's hate speech. I often get people coming in here who spout out nonsense that is just being rude to other people. So I'm not saying you're doing that, but because I don't know what it is, I'm going to remove it. Just FYI. Here we go. 80. Cool. Let's try it at 90. Now, by the way, you could also work on this without accents, so you can just keep it all like upstrokes or all just like downstrokes, all legatos, whatever you want to do. But because I'm putting it with the accent, these are being played. Hello to you on the vertical. Wow, you're on both streams. On here, I'm doing these as downstrokes because I'm preparing myself to play these as downstrokes so I can get the diddles. So that's why I'm doing that. As opposed to a legato where it's always coming back up. $90. Now, for the students that I worked with, and even for myself, the hardest part has been like this, staying relaxed. Those hurtas with the accent on one, so da-da-da, 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 da-da, without like, like squeezing to get that low second note. So try and stay as relaxed as possible when doing that. That is something that I will be working on when I, again, actually start at 40 and go up by one click at a time. 100, woo! And because these are actually like 30-second notes instead of 16th notes, you could go up by 5s and still collect the data. This is going faster than I thought. But so far, the technique has been okay. No major red flags. Yay. 110. But first, some sludge. Okay, 110. Here we go. Up, resisting a sneeze. No, don't do it. Oh, it's coming. Sorry. Getting fast. Because these are 30-second notes, think of it like doubling the BPM. Okay, so we're now at 120, also known as 240, if they're at 16th notes. And go. Slightly late. Oops. It helps when I play the right exercise. I was like doubling the amount of counts in my head. I was too busy thinking about like the contact point change where my left index finger was like pushing in the stick a little bit more than I wanted. And because my brain was like prioritizing thinking about the technique, I just forgot how many times I'm supposed to play it. Long story short, I made a mistake. Oops. It's okay if you want to unsubscribe now. I don't blame you. So what happened there on that last line is instead of playing Hertas, I started to play this right here, which is, not how it's written. Silly, Jared. Tricks are for kids. Let's try this again. Yeah, so the Hertas, by the way, are those with the accent. They're doing this. It's like slurred out, the ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da, as opposed to da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. It's not perfectly in time. So that I could speed up. Just like that. For fun, let's see how it sounds at 130 or 260. Not good. I can predict the future. Watch. Flawless. Okay, so main areas where it was like completely falling apart. One, my thumb, there's a contact point moving towards the front, kind of like what was happening with the Flam 5s that I was working on the other day. But then also this finger, the index finger, was still just like putting more pressure, more tension into the stick than I'd like. I just wanted to hang out here. I use a triangle fulcrum, so it's a 3-part fulcrum. Between here, it distributes it, makes it a little bit more relaxed, etc. But it was not feeling too good right here. And because I was squeezing extra here, I'm feeling tension along this part and up in here in the wrist. So that is not good. So what I'm going to do in the next technique stream is I'm going to slow this thing down. I might even start at 20 because it's basically in double time and just go up one click at a time. And if I were to, like, let's say start at 20 and go all the way up to, I don't know, 100, it'd take an hour and a half. So that is an hour and a half of well-spent time of just, like, grinding this out. And you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You could, like, spend, like, 3 days working on it, 30 minutes each. And then you'll have significantly better paradiddles by the end of it. And then once you get to whatever your maximum tempo is and it starts to just, like, bleh, and it doesn't sound good or it doesn't feel good or whatever, then you take that as data and you go back and you restart slow again and then working on those areas that you need to improve. So that's what I will work on for the next pad stream. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to chop out. Today's a shorter stream because I'm late. Because I was going to start the stream like an hour ago, and then got a phone call and delayed the stream. So which is fine, but now I gotta move things. No. It was in here. That's the one I wanted to go to. So in the chop section, home tab of YouTube is where you can find all this stuff. Before I forget, the one that I was just working on, technique. So in this section, click the header. And then it was inside of the Rudiment Builders playlist, which is in here. And it's like right towards the top. This one, Paradiddle Zoom Zoom. That's how you work on paradiddles. There's Paradiddle Diddle. There's also other variations with the Swiss check, you'll see. And then Paradiddle Diddle into Paradiddle. There's slam drags. There's cheeses. All sorts of different builders in here, etc. Check out this playlist. It's very helpful for working on these different rudiments, breaking down the mechanics. But what I'm going to do now is chop out. So I am going to intentionally just like have fun playing something fast. And so I'm going to do the thing that I warmed up with, but I'm going to do the 4-stroke variation on the left hand. So it's paradiddle diddles. So right, left, right, right, left, left. And then, where's it at? Paradiddle 4s. Where are you? This one. Right next to it. So we have paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle. Okay, so that's the 3 pattern of chug. Then we have paradiddle 1 2 3 4. Paradiddle 1 2 3 4. Okay, so that's a lot of lefts. Wait till you get to the end. It's a fun variation. Anyways, I'm gonna start this one off at I don't know, 80. And go up by like 5s, I think, will be good. It's a controlled bounce, by the way, for those 4 strokes. I'm not stroking each of those 4s. Good luck with that. Oops. And when I do the 4s, I like to just kind of like lift up the right hand for fun. So it just kind of over accentuates and exaggerates that left hand. Anyways, that's what I'm going to be playing to chop out with for fun. 85. 1 and 2 and ready and to go. That left is gonna be sore tomorrow. Just you wait. 90. Wait. I was too busy thinking about something else. Squirrel. And I played Paradiddle on the left hand. I'm so sorry. Gonna unsubscribe again. 95 beats a minute. This time with Paradiddle 4. I'll show you some exercises, by the way, after this, if I remember, to work on your 4-strokes, if you want to learn how to do that. There's a whole playlist dedicated to working on your 3s and 4s, so you can get them quick. Mm-hmm. 105. Thank you for the sub. Rob, if you're looking for these play-alongs, home tab, you'll find thousands. Click a header, shows you all the playlists. Woo-wee! Pop. 110. Do it with grandmas. You know what? All jokes aside, I'm gonna do it. Let me write it down. It'd be funny. So a grandma is like a interesting like paradiddle diddle. I'll show you in a second. Chug with grandmas. Did all right, love. You're like, what about grandmas? It's a rudiment, wife. Okay, so a grandma is paradiddle stops. So paradiddle stop, paradiddle stop. So instead of doing a paradiddle diddle, you just leave off that last left. And a grandma variation is where you accent like just the left hands. So you can like do some weird stuff. So if you like with those paradiddle 4s, that's a fun variation. Stay tuned. I'll write that sometime this week. Anyways, we did it at 110. Let's do it at 115. Click. That left is getting a workout. It was 115, right? Yes. We have no bananas. 120. Oh, big stretch. One of those 4s was a 3. It just like died on me. No. I'm stalling. Okay, 125. Oh, my internet's bad. Oh no, I can't scroll. Oh no, it gives me more time for my hand to relax. Okay, wish me luck. Meet Shia LaBeouf. Do it. Yes, you can. Make your 4s come true. Oh my. That's a lot of notes on the left. Woo! Okay. 130. Let's get my heart rate going. Yes, I love it. Okay. Look. This is how my stick ended up. This is why I just completely lost control of it. It just was slowly sliding out of my hands. I'm trying to stay relaxed, but you know what? Not that relaxed. It started here. It ended here. Like I can't control it that way. If you can play it at 130 with the butt ends of your sticks, that's cool. I have not worked that up with a metronome. Maybe that'll be a future stream. Let's try this again. It was 130, right? Yes, it was. Here we go. And go. Oh, way off. Ugh. It slid out again. Let's try it with, not stupid heavy sticks. So these are the double-taped hammers. Hammers are just like Hardimans, slightly different length, but they're super heavy. So I'm going to switch to just a normal pair instead of those hammers. Woo! They feel so different. Let's try that 135. Go. Way off. No. I hit my stick and it just was all over from there. We're going to try this again. You did not see that. I've never made a mistake in my life. Here we go. It did it again. Look. That's where I ended up. I don't even have my pinky on the stick. You have any idea how hard that is? When even my ring finger is barely on it. I don't recommend playing that way. I do recommend playing slower than that though. If you want to refine stuff, that is. Okay, I will do that on the next pad stream, where I am just on one pad as opposed to the tenor pad. So, today was a data collection day. So what I ended up doing was starting at a slow BPM. In this case, I started at 40. You can do this with any exercise or rudiment or whatever. And just going up 5, 10, maybe 20 clicks at most. And just collect some data on what happens when you chop out. When you all of a sudden can't play at whatever the maximum BPM is and your arms burst into flames, etc. That gives you data on oh, I tightened up here, or oh, I was changing my wrist angle, or I was squeezing extra hard with my fingers, whatever the data it is that you collect. You then take that information and you go back and you work on whatever that thing is that you need to work on, but you start slow, 20 or 40, and you just go up one click at a time. I will do that next time with the Paradiddle Zoom exercise. But to find that exercise, you need to go home tab at YouTube, where I've got 90 chop exercises. I was just working on a chug variation, but there are 31 videos in that playlist. There's over 1,000 grid variations across all these playlists. Click on the header to show all of them. Tomorrow, I'm going to practice limb independence. There's marching bass drum stuff. There's drumline cadences. There's sight reading stuff. These become public starting in November. There's 600 videos-ish that are scheduled to release for free. But if you want the early access, click join under any button. It's 99 cents. This is the cheapest I can make it. But it gives you early access, or just wait. It might be a year and a half, but whatever video it is you're anticipating, it'll come out. But the thing that I was practicing today was under technique. So if you scroll down to the Rudiment Builders playlist, this has a bunch of stuff to work on your flam drags or flam accents or paradiddles or whatever it is that you're working on. I will be doing that in the future. But if you want tips on well, how do I practice this? This is where I've answered Q&A on these live streams from just here practicing. There's over 20 hours of me responding to very simple questions or very complicated advanced topics like whether or not it's worth it to get a doctorate in music education. I have one for context. But if you want scripted lessons on a very specific topic, go to this drumming lessons playlist. So for example, if you scroll all the way down, this is what I was talking about with the video that shows the stretch and massage routine that I use to keep my hands healthy. It's called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming. And if you want other tips on how to recover from drumming, from practicing, check out this one, especially if you drum all day, every day, like I used to. This is a very good video for helping with that. But if you want to figure out how to speed up your rudiments so you too can play fast paradiddles or fours or whatever, check out this video, which is how to speed up any rudiment. It is very helpful, but there's a ton more scripted lessons in here. Oh, and that reminds me, on my home tab, if you scroll down to the technique section, I mentioned that there's some exercises to work on your threes and your fours. So inside of the technique section, this playlist that's called 3 and 4 stroke exercises, it's got 28 videos in here, and all of these work on threes or fours in some way. So some of them, like these strength exercises, are actually working on the wrist stroke for stroking 1, 2, 3, and then others are focusing on a controlled rebound, like I was doing with those fours. So that is not me going one, etc. Okay, so this playlist has both wrist and controlled rebound strokes. So check those out if you're interested in them. I got 2 different questions on 2 different streams. Let's see. You're an instructor. You have a student struggling with the diddle portion of paradiddles. Are they able to play like rolls like normal? Are they able to do that? Or like a double stroke? Like a double beat exercise? Let me know. You said you used to drum all day, every day. How many hours a week? Literally all day, every day. So when I did drum corps back in the day, so when I used to march, if we go into here, if people aren't familiar with drum corps, in drum corps, you'll rehearse, well, you'll start at like 7 a.m., and then you'll go all the way until like whenever. So sometimes like 10 o'clock at night, and you'll literally be drumming like for 95% of that. But back in the day, when I was marching with these different like drum lines and stuff, we would literally drum all day, every day. So when I wasn't even doing that, like when I was first learning limb independence, I was playing that 10 plus hours a day. And to recover from that, because your like veins, your muscles are like so engorged with like blood and whatnot, like your body needs to recover from it. So there's, scroll down. There's the video that talks about like ways that you can recover from that. So if you're drumming all day, every day, then this one. So what to do 10 minutes, 1 hour, and 5 hours after drumming can help out with that. You're familiar? You marched academy too? Nice. I've actually got on my arm the logo for the academy. So I did 5 summers there. And then on my 5th summer, I got into a car accident. And so I didn't get to do 6 or 7 for my age out years. But 5 years out of 7 is still pretty good. They just struggle with the controlled rebound. That's new. Interesting. Thinking. Sorry, reading through your comment. Small world. That's kind of funny that you also marched there. I'm trying to think what the source of the issue would be for that. There's actually an exercise. Looks like it says tenor. Sorry, my monitor's really far away. But if you go into the home tab here, there's a under the technique section, there's a double stop playlist inside of here that's got a bunch of different exercises that work on double stops. And if people aren't familiar with what a double stop is, if people are new here. So double stop is when you play both at the same time, as opposed to like flamming it, but same. So you want a popping sound as opposed to like that cha sound. But when doing the double stops, there's isolated diddle exercise here that is really good for controlled rebound. And so what you're doing is it's just a controlled rebound. You're just basically doing these like downstrokes because you're practicing like a fast roll. Like if you do a pump, people are unfamiliar with this, like this. But anyways, so doing it. This exercise can be a good way to figure out like what is happening with the hands. So you don't have something that sounds like that, but instead, if it really is just the controlled rebound part, maybe try an exercise like this, either this play along or like your own version of this, to see if this can help with like figuring out that single motion to get 2 sounds out of it for that controlled rebound. Otherwise, and again, this is called Isolated Diddles. It's in the double stop playlist. Otherwise, that thing that I was like warming up with and then like playing through under the rudiment builders, this one might be helpful, the paradiddle zoom zoom exercise. So the second half of the paradiddle is in this like very first part. So just sitting and slowly speeding that up, whether you play this exercise or something else, that could really help out. Another thing that could help out, third thing, inside of this same playlist, the Rudiment Builders, if you scroll all the way down, is slow, fast, slow. So this, if you put it on 16th notes, because paradiddles are 4 notes, inside of here, you pick whatever your BPM range is. So all of these start at 40, and then it goes to whatever your maximum 16th note tempo is, and then it slows back down to 40. So let's say your student can play paradiddles at like 120, and it's like starting to be at the edge of like how fast I can play it. This starts at 40, and it'll tap off, and then it plays through 16th notes, going up 1 click at a time. I'm just going to put it on mute. But it's going 1 click at a time for 4 beats, all the way up to whatever the maximum tempo is, to 120 in this case. It holds it there for 4 measures, and then it starts going 1 click slower for every single one of the measures after every 4 beats. So when doing this, this could help them to just like practice grinding out the paradiddles. So they'll start off with just thinking right, left, right, left, left, just going very slow, even slower than this actually. And it slowly starts going a little bit faster every single measure until it reaches whatever the maximum tempo is. And then it'll slow back down all the way to the starting BPM, which is 40. So those are 3 different things that might help. But this is just a guess without actually like seeing them play it. And like knowing like how the student thinks, etc. But to recap, because I know I just kind of like word vomited there for a bit. Under the Rudiment Builders, slow, fast, slow with 16th notes is great because it starts slow, goes fast, slows back down. Just pick a rudiment, paradiddles in this case. The paradiddle zoom zoom is also great for breaking it down into the mechanical groupings. And then the final thing that specifically is for that rebound stroke for the doubles is underneath the technique section, inside of the double stop playlist, there's the isolated diddles. This is super helpful for working on that like controlled rebound. And making so when you add in that second hand, your right hand diddles sound the same as your left hand diddles, as opposed to working on them right hand only, left hand only. When you do the double stop, you can't hide it. So you'll definitely hear that dirt when there's inconsistency in that second note in particular. How do I tape my sticks? For me, for snare drummers, I like to have the full body feel of the stick. If you look at, you can see it here. Back in the day, in high school, our instructor had us do half tape, and some will do like a 2/3 tape. So the sticks there in high school did a half tape, but it gives like a lot of extra front weight on the stick that I don't like. It gives it like an unnatural feel. It is better for like rebound and things like that, but I personally don't like that feel of it. So I like to have it so that it is a full body tape from butt to tip. And because I like extra weightier sticks so I can work on my chops, which is why I'm using these Hardeman hammers, I do a double tape method. So I think you might be able to see it. So it's like going line over line, like this, as opposed to like a half tape where, like, let's say this is the tape, you then layer it like this, like this. I like to go, like, when we're doing this, right onto it so that, like, it goes there as opposed to halfway, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's who is it? Grid University, I think. Gridbook Percussion. Oh, let me see. Yeah, okay. So this one, How to Tape Marching Drumsticks by Gridbook Percussion. This video has like a lot of really good examples of like what you can do when taping your sticks and like how to do it. But I like to do full body and I like to have it like the double tape on there. Sweet. Yeah. Tenor, feel free to come back if you have questions. So if that doesn't help, like there's many more solutions. One of the cool things that I like about like drumming is like and teaching is like sometimes you might explain something that works great for like 95% of students, but then there's the 5% where it's like, well, how do I explain it differently to help you out? So let's problem solve together. You're not alone in this teaching. You're welcome. Actually, your avatar reminds me. I got a question about somebody was asking about how to do play on the rim for traditional. Let me like lower myself. This is too low for traditional grip. But for traditional grip, to be able to play on the rim, it's a little weird, honestly, to like play towards the front because you're having to like stick your arm forward and it just feels a little funky to play up here. So when playing on the rim with traditionals, one of the things that you can do to make it a little bit easier is you can actually play on the rim that is like closer to you. So over here, so like that with the traditional, as opposed to playing up here. So with match grip, like for whatever reason, it just feels more comfortable playing like this, just moving it forward. But for traditional, it's because of like the way that you're rotating. When you extend the forearm out like this, it feels funky up here. So you can pull back a little bit. So you're just pulling your elbow back toward you. And this is how you can actually play some traditional on the rim if you happen to have that, etc. So that is an option for you. But yeah, traditional rim is just a little weird. A lot of the groups that I like performed with, we just played up here and we just had to suck it up and just deal with it. But when I was teaching, for some of the stuff, we would play it back here. If it was a whole lot of rim and it just felt more comfortable, like especially if you're doing like rolls or something on the rim, it's a lot easier this way than this way. But anyways, was that actually your question? I think it may have been. I don't remember who the username was that asked it. If it was, then great. Yay. But anyways, I am gonna get ready for Yakuza Like a Dragon. So I'm going to play that for probably about an hour or so, depending on how long the cutscenes are. But if you go to my home tab of YouTube, this is where you can find all the drumming, the gaming, the computer science stuff organized as neatly as I can. So inside of here, it was you. Sweet. Good. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to answer that today. Good question, by the way. Questions. So home tab of YouTube. This is where you can find the thousands of resources. Chop exercises are in this section. Grid variation is inside of here. There's over 1,000 different variations inside of just this section. You have to click on the header to show all of them. Otherwise, YouTube like won't show you all of the different exercises. Like for technique, when you scroll to the right here, it stops at flam exercises. But when you actually click on the header and expand, we see that this is where the flam exercises stops, but there's way more stuff inside of here. But all these exercises are either currently available for free or are scheduled to release for free. Same thing with the drumming lessons and the drumming tips. There's around 600 or so that are members first, like this one. But all of the other ones are available for free at the moment. All the members first ones are scheduled to release. Like this one comes out on Friday. And there's a new play along that releases every single day. If you want that early access, click the join button. It's 99 cents. But I promise again, it's coming out for free, so I don't put my stuff behind a paywall. I don't sell a course or a book or an app or any of that stuff. And I don't teach privately. I just want to create this content publicly available for everybody else. So stay tuned for more. But I'm, speaking of, gonna get ready for Yakuza. But if you enjoy these free resources, share it with somebody else. If you don't enjoy these free resources, share it with an enemy. Goodbye.